So Byron, as a small business person, I don't have a lot of time. That's what I hear a lot. But at the same time, I do want to make up ground from last year. Do you have any suggestions for me on what I could do?
That's a great question, because I hear that all the time. I don't have time. I just can't get to it. It's not a priority. One of the things that I always keep in the back of my mind is I always have enough time for the things that are a priority. If you like to golf, you're going to find time for golfing. If you like to go out and spend vacation time, you're going to find time for that. If you make it a priority and block out your time. So one of the things that I find that is helpful for myself is I pick one day a month, 2 days a month, maybe a few hours each week, and block it out of my calendar. That's my strategic thinking time for my business. That is time in my day that is not interrupted for email, phone calls, or whatever else to potentially come. Yes, there's always other emergencies that come up, but by blocking out that time, I can really take the time in nuggets to work on my business. And we all need to take that time. We spend so much time being in our business. We need to take a step back and think about our business.
Is there anything different that should be done by business owners in the Lehigh Valley versus anywhere else? I mean, obviously people need to, think globally, but they need to act locally.
I think business is business. You need to think about what you're selling. Who's your market? Who are you trying to sell to? If you're a restaurant, of course you're going to be thinking locally. If you're a small retail outlet, you're going to have to think small. But I think that business is business. You need to be looking at your markets and say, okay, is my fundamental market here locally? And if it is, what do I need to do to continue to grow and sustain myself here? And then look outside the region and say, okay, can I go outside? Can I expand my market to help find new opportunities that are outside of this area? I've worked in corporate America. I'm now working on my own small business. Some of the issues are the same. The key area is who's your market, who are your clients, who's your customer, and make your focus on those people. And it could be local, it could be regional, it could be global.
Well, you hit on something there. Restaurants took a big hit in the past year. Can you, in your group, and what you do to help people, help them think outside the box perhaps and do things differently this year to maybe make some ground up?
All of us have good ideas. One of the things that I think is helpful is, as I have an idea, am I thinking about that idea on my own? Having a group of people that I can go to and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm thinking about doing that, allows them to be able to give you feedback on that idea. Is it a worthwhile thing to pursue, or have you thought about this? I've had, on occasions within my board meetings, somebody brought up an idea about a growth strategy. And when they brought up the idea and started discussing the growth strategy, the other people in the board meeting said, well, why are you looking at going in that area? That really isn't your area of expertise. So how are you going to build that expertise and actually meet your customer needs? Do you need to spend some time thinking about what it is that you're going to do and how you're going to service those customers before you start to expand? So it was great feedback from other peers who have no other interest but to help you. And that's, I think, the power of being with other business leaders and business owners. They can be there, maybe lament the issues that you're struggling with, come alongside you, and maybe give you input and advice and say, yeah, you know what, there are dark times and there is a way to get out, but you have to focus.
That's really good. In a final word, Byron, how can people get a hold of you? Can they ask you questions? Can they get a consultation if they wanted to just brainstorm or find out how your group works? How do they do that?
Absolutely. If you'd like to have a conversation with myself, you can either give me a call on my cell phone, 908-391-4776, or send me an email. I'd love to have a conversation with you as a business owner. I'm willing to sit down. In fact, I want to sit down with people who are even thinking about the alternative board. Spend an hour, hour and a half with them, make sure it's going to be a fit, give you some consultation, help you to understand what it is. And if you really are interested in potentially sitting on a board, I can bring you on as a guest advisor, bring you to a meeting, help you to experience what the alternative board is all about. Also, from time to time, I have free sessions where it's a sample of TAB. We bring business owners together who are not on a board. We sit around and talk about issues that the different owners are being faced with. And it gives you a feel for what the alternative board is all about. So there's a number of ways. I'd love to have a conversation with you. And my vested interest is helping you to do what's best for your business, helping you to improve. And let's have a conversation and see whether it's a fit for you.